All right, podcast rolling. It's Web Asset Group. It's Robbie Cornelius here. I'm in the office right now with the one and only Sidney Tarver, and let me tell you, man, I got a whole level, a whole nother level of respect for Sidney Tarver as an individual, man. I appreciate just having you in, man.
I appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let's move on, right?
No, sure.
Right.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah.
I love working with Robbie. We making magic happen. You got the right attitude. Some people, you got to find your tribe in life, and I'm grateful to find Robbie through the power of the internet, which, that's one of the messages Robbie preach and that I'm seeing come to fruition and right in my life. So thank you for having me, for sure.
Hey, man, it's always a pleasure, man. You one of them dudes, if you say you coming in town tomorrow, I'll be like, all right, let's link up, because I'm at this point in my life now where I want to be around people that I can vibe with. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And people that I can vibe with, people that I can be myself with, and people that are on the same wavelength. And you definitely one of those individuals, man, where you can, the moment we connected in Florida,
right?
I was like, there's something about him, it's something about him. I didn't even know who you were at the time, but I could tell there was a different aura about you, where you were eager to go to the next level in your life. Because a lot of people aren't. A lot of people stuck in their ways, man.
That's what happened though. When the universe conspire to put you in the right situations when you really trying to make that change and change your life. It put the right people around you. It put who you need to be around at the right times. But you just got to be able to recognize the opportunity and see it.
Yeah.
And you was killing it, man, at that conference, man. He had the right energy, the right answers, the right vibes, and just told his story and testimony, man. It's connected with him because he real, not because of the business and the services and all that stuff. That's secondary.
That's secondary. That's what I tell people to do. I'm like, just be you, and your tribe gonna find you. And then they'll wonder, what else? What do you actually do? And then if they want your services, they'll reach out to you for your services. And I almost didn't even go to that mastermind. Like, I literally decided at the last day.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't know if I want to travel right now. I'm not a big traveler. I need to get you to travel all the time.
I do, but it's taxing on you. Like, when I want to shoot content, I'm like always wanting to get back home so I can go I'm like, do I got enough videos stored up so I hit this role, So,
but you killing it.
Yeah, I'm trying, man.
You killing it with the content.
You just got to simplify. Like, during this process, since we know each other, how many different iterations of our strategies have we 1 week we this, the next week is this.
Gotta always change. Yeah,
there's so many new tools and variations, and it changes so fast that you got to keep an open mind and be willing to adapt and change.
Always changing, and I'm not so addicted to like the destination that I don't enjoy the process. Like, I'm in love with the process, bro. Like, my YouTube channel. It's an ego drop, not an ego drop, but it's a reality check when you go from 270,000 followers on TikTok that make your ego go up, right? And then you come on another platform like YouTube, and you got to figure out that algorithm from the bottom up. Yeah. Like, so I'm going through that process right now, like really looking at YouTube in a different way, and a lot of people, they get popping on one platform and they're afraid to go to another platform. I talk to people about it all the time. I'm like, you popping over here, but not over here.
Yeah.
And that's cool, but don't miss this opportunity over here too.
Right. Nah, I like that, because back when me and Anthony started this, I didn't know which. I always liked YouTube the most. That's probably the social media platform that I used the most. Instagram, I scroll. I had to get a TikTok, just getting it.
Yeah.
I didn't want that, but Twitter, all that. As soon as I found out how to automate it, we just put the content out there, one piece of content times 5-6 platforms, times the tools you showed me, Vista Social, whatever platform you use.
Right.
You film one time and you spread it out, distribute it, do 10 different, however many social media platforms. People think I'm just working myself to the bone and No, it's literally one video, share it with all the platforms, on to the next piece of
And you
content.
chopping it up.
That's it.
You chopping up that one piece of content.
That's it.
You'll be surprised at how many pieces of content you can get from a 5-minute video.
Absolutely.
You can probably get 50 pieces of content from a 5-minute video if you wanted to just chop it up and to a million different pieces. And
absolutely. And people always, how often do you see, man, that's a video, I want to start shooting content.
Right.
Then they never start.
They never start. They overthink it.
Yeah.
And now you said something today. I don't even know if you said it today. I'm assuming it wasn't today because you here now and you was in the video. You was doing something else. That's the power of content.
Yeah.
This video, you was doing something. You was driving or somewhere, but you was like, if you are afraid of what people are gonna say about you in the comment sections, you soft.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are afraid of what other people are going to say about them in the comment section.
Yeah. The way I deal with me and you, life has never been easy.
No.
So I don't know, I've had coaches, I played football and sports, and my dad I've been around tough, not so perfect environments my whole life. So getting to the internet and somebody writing a sentence from halfway across the world, it don't bother you. That's pretty light in my scope of hard things that I've dealt with in my life.
Yeah, very small.
That's very small.
And people worry about that. Like, what if, they just worry if somebody, what if they don't like what I put out? Who cares? Do you like it?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Even my friends, though, when they say you should have said, well, where's your content at? Let me see your video you explaining where you telling me I should have said X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Why don't you make the video saying that for me? Do that for me.
Right. It's easy to sit on the sideline. That's why I like working with you a lot because, first of all, your background in football means you know how to work hard. You understand delayed gratification. You know how to run plays. And you know how to take a hit. And you know how to hit.
Yeah.
That's those 5 things right there, and I can keep going. Those 5 things are what I always wanted in a person that I work with on any level. Like understanding how to run plays, understanding how to take hits, understanding how delayed gratification, because everybody want it right now. And I tell people all the time, don't get caught up in the views.
No.
The views don't mean nothing really. Like, you can't, there are tools we can use to figure out the algorithm and all of that stuff like that, but really at the end of the day, do you enjoy making that content?
That's it. That's all that matters.
That really it.
It's your art. You got to think we like artists.
Yep.
We creating whatever we want to create.
Right.
Nobody told Michael Jackson is maybe the producers, but nobody just sit there, hey Mike, make a song about this today. Like you better do it or you don't. He probably look at you like, I'm talking about what I want to talk about, man.
Correct.
Like, it is what it is.
And what if, some artists like painters, some of their art didn't even become famous until they passed away, till they was no longer on the earth.
Yeah.
But what if they would have said, oh, nobody's buying my art right now, so I'm not going to make art no more.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have the Picassos and the Mona Lisa and all of that stuff,
Absolutely.
And that's how I'm looking at it today, where I'm just like, this is coffee, by the way, y'all. This
that's
I ain't double cupping.
No, sir. None of that. But I like that.
But yeah, I'm in it for I'm addicted to, I'm going to go admit, a lot of people are addicted to consuming content. I'm addicted to creating content. Like, I'm just addicted to this stuff.
It was like when I met you, that's when it hit me, and I was going through that mindset, that paradigm shift of, am I consuming or I'm creating? Because I used to watch hours of YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm watching hours in the background, listening to
Right.
books. I'm consuming somebody else, whether it's a book, podcast, whatever you want to call it. You're consuming somebody else's content. Don't get it confused. Like,
Absolutely.
just because you're reading a book don't mean you're consuming content. Like,
Boom. Boom.
Just because it's a book don't make you no better than the person watching junk video. Like, it's all the same.
Exactly.
It's all the same.
It really is. It is all the same. It's somebody else's thoughts.
I like what you said about that, the art, though, because I was reading this book it was Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
And he was saying,
He's on it.
he was saying, okay, an artist gets the painting on the. He was like, but who said that's art? Like, you still fitting in because you trying to paint on a canvas.
Right.
Who's to say we recording these videos is art? It's art too.
Facts. Look at Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
To me, keeping up with the Kardashians was trash TV. Somebody else found it to be the most compelling TV they ever watched.
Right.
It's all relative.
Right. Right.
Like, they got more money than I got.
Right.
So who am I to
Right.
judge?
Right.
You know, so the fact of the matter is that they enjoy creating that content.
Right. And how do you get the masses to get that concept, though? Because a lot of people will put down, if they don't like your content, they're going to put you down because it's your translation to the world, and they don't want us. But who are we? If just because I don't like plants or gardening don't mean that they not making good content or whatever
100%.
kind of, that doesn't mean anything.
100%. But you know, if you would have asked me years ago, I told friends of mine, I said, at some point, everybody's going to be a celebrity. And they didn't know what I was talking about. I said, everybody's going to be a celebrity or at least have the potential to be a celebrity at some point. And, you know, 5-10 years later, that has become more true than ever. You know, we don't have to wait on people to say, you're the chosen one that we want on this TV show. No, you create your own.
Yeah, that's a big point. That's the power of it. That's the power of it.
That's the power of it. Look, Country Wayne, we talk about him all the time.
That's one of the goats in this.
Country
the goats.
Wayne.
That's one of the goats.
Millions of dollars, and he shoots his content on a phone.
Simple.
In vertical on YouTube.
One of the goats.
Like,
if you study content, see, a lot of people don't study content either. They don't study the game.
Study it, yes, sir.
They don't study it.
You got to study this thing and not just get caught up in chasing views. And that goes back to like something you and I was talking about earlier, how there's a lot of negative content out there.
Yeah. Because
the negative content is what's going to get the views.
Right.
You know, if Lil Boosie, I look at it like this, and I like Lil Boosie and all those guys. Like, I like the fact that they came from nothing and made themselves into something. But how, like Boosie and T.I. was working on an album together. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then Boosie said something about T.I.
Right.
That got a lot of views, and now they ain't even cool as they
dropped the album. We even
like,
heard the music.
So what we trying to do, what we're doing is putting out positive content that inspires people. Might piss some people off.
Yeah.
But we're not chasing the views.
Yeah.
It's about building a sustainable brand that, yes, we monetizing, but something that we feel good about when we look ourselves in the eyes every single day.
That's right. That's right. That's what it's all about.
That's really it.
Whatever your morals and principles, and if you in the crazy, you gonna find it's a lane of people out there. Just 100%. Find your tribe.
100%.
If you want to be in the messy talk show, it's a lane of.
It's
a whole lane of those content creators. Just get on. You got to pick your lane of whatever, but just know when you're putting out negative energy and. That's a different. You can crash and burn really fast. You might go viral fast, and you might come down crashing fast.
Sir.
It's just what you putting out there into the world, though.
Be prepared to deal with the consequences of what you're saying.
Absolutely.
You know, I come from a background where you couldn't really say something about somebody without being willing to back it up.
Right. Right.
So on the internet, I'm going to keep my mouth closed. If I don't agree with something somebody said in a video, as long as it's not about me, I'm just going to keep my mouth closed and focus on the, on the path that I'm on.
That's it.
That's
I can click X off the video as soon as you say something
I don't like.
I'm
hit a thumbs down.
I like it.
I don't even understand the psychology of a person that hit a thumbs down.
I don't either.
Like, if I don't want to watch it no more, just
click off. That's it. No hard feelings. People click off my videos off, I'm sure.
It's crazy.
It is what it is.
It's crazy. So you went from you well over in 6-7 months. You're over 1,000 videos published right now, just on YouTube.
Yeah.
Not to mention what you've done on other platforms.
Yeah.
You know. So your psychology for putting out that, what made you say, you know what, I see the play and I'm running this thing, and you haven't stopped yet.
It's just those, you know, just being consistent, and you got to show up every day. Just from sports, you're getting evaluated every day, whether you know it or not. So your coach is, okay, he not playing good, we finna put him on. You getting evaluated, we gonna cut him. So I'm used to every day being judged by the work that I put in. Like, it's no shortcuts, it's no cheating it. Every day I was getting graded. So in football, I know a lot of people might not realize, after your game, you get a game grade.
Wow.
Like, it's like school. You get a grade for how well you played or didn't play.
Wow.
And that I'm used to being graded all the time.
That's powerful.
Whether it's a fair opinion or not. So I better show up and try my best regardless, because I'm going to get a grade if I do bad or good. So I might as well splash, show up good, and make it fun while I'm there. Hey, show up, leave my impression on the game, whatever that is, and then do it again.
So you took that same mindset and work ethic and applied it to your content creation.
Yeah. And the reps too.
It's
just
the reps.
I had to get good. I didn't just get good at football. It was the summer when nobody looking, hot 95 outside, running stadium steps by myself. Nobody told me to do this. I had to go when nobody's looking. You got to be great. So then when somebody's looking,
you already, that old
it's
saying,
easy.
you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
That's literally what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
It's so much practice. Like, you speak. You can do this you can speak in your sleep.
Yeah. But you seen some of my other videos where I was like, in this video, you know, I was nervous. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
But I knew I had to keep talking.
Yeah. And even when you show, but just from your past, your old videos where you like, look at me, nobody ever believed this.
Nobody ever
how you was talking in this.
Yeah, like, nobody ever
it's
believed
the reps.
That.
You put that rep in on over and over, and you bound to be something someday.
See, most people want the outcome, but they don't want the income. And they want the income without the input.
Hey, that's a bar.
They don't want to do the work.
Nah.
The work is the most fun part.
That's the shortcut.
Bro, we all know that the thinking about the vacation a lot of times is better than the actual vacation.
Not for real.
Thinking about buying that new house or the new car is better than 6 months after you didn't got it.
Absolutely.
It's about the journey.
Absolutely.
Who do I have to become to even get this?
Yeah.
Who do I have to become?
No, absolutely. To become, you have to whatever level you become a completely different person.
Right.
If I was the same person 5 years ago, I didn't even have a company 5 years ago.
Right.
So something has been changing in my life over time to get to where I'm, you know what I mean? And it's just, you keep changing stuff. Stuff you thought was cool yesterday, today it can't be cool no more. Or you know what I mean? You know how it is.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta keep elevating, gotta keep evolving, and don't be afraid of evolving. Yeah. Another thing that I really appreciated about you is that there was only, I think me, you, and like 2 women were the only black people in that room.
Yeah.
When I saw you in there, I said, he ain't afraid to be in a room filled with people that don't even look like him.
Yeah.
You gotta be willing to get in rooms with people that don't even look like you.
Right.
Y'all from different backgrounds, and you gotta be wise enough to say, you know what? I know I don't know these people, but I feel like I can learn something from this room.
That's it, man. A lot of people limit they judge book by a cover, or they scared to put themselves out there.
Yeah.
But they know out there comes with a different type of people.
It really does.
Because if the people you were around every day, you would have been a millionaire if they was the right people or whatever you trying to be in life. If you were around the right people, you would have already been that. So
100%.
Clearly the data, the feedback of life is telling you need to find some new people, because these people you around is the same drama. It's the same stuff keep happening over in the same cycle.
Over and over again.
Input different people into your life, maybe the output will be different.
Correct. I mean, look, like even if you want to create content, but nobody else in your reality really is on that level, it's your job to find out whether other content creators are hanging at, so you can rub off on each other. Sidney and I, we meet multiple times a month just to talk about content strategy, just to talk about monetization, just to talk about our next 5 moves. because that's influence. You're gonna become the people you hang around. So, you know, it's beneficial to get around the right circles. If you want to play ball, but your homeboys want to just chase women the whole time, then you got to leave them alone for right now.
That's it.
And you got to focus on the ball.
That's it.
And so many people get lost because they're trying to please somebody else. They're trying to live somebody else's version of their life.
Absolutely.
Like,
I find a lot of people doing that. I was actually on the phone with one of my friends, and they were just talking about how their life, they might not subconsciously know it, but to what I'm hearing and processing it, I haven't left my hometown because of X, Y, and Z. It's always, I'm doing it for this other person, which it might be. I'm not saying nothing wrong. Take care of your people.
Valid, yeah.
But you got that same thing might be prohibiting you or holding you back because you're so caught up on, I'm only staying in my hometown for my family, my mom or dad or my friend. You could be holding yourself back because
I had the same excuse.
Yeah.
I had the same excuse as far as like moving out of the hometown.
Yeah.
All of my shit, I had the same excuse for 37. No, all of my 30. I'm 40. So I was for 35 years. My mama here, I ain't going nowhere. You know, my mom, you know, I use that excuse.
Yeah.
And then one day I said I can use that same excuse to leave.
That's powerful right there. Yeah.
It's I'm using it. It's like a hammer. Like
I like that.
I can use a hammer. This
Yeah.
ain't a hammer, of course, people. This is remote. But I can use this hammer to knock somebody side of the head with, or I can use the same hammer to build a home with.
Hey.
And that's how excuses are.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta find excuses to leave. I gotta find excuses to level up. I gotta find excuses. And I was already good before I left financially. But I knew, man, if I'm gonna go to the next level, then I gotta be in a room where people are playing at a different level.
No, that's it.
Because if you in a city where, you know, the highest, you know, if you in the top, let's say 3% of income earners in your city, and the top percentage, let's say 200,000 a year, the chances of you going higher than that are slim to none.
Right.
But what if you put yourself in an environment where people making $200K a month?
Right. Right.
You gonna sink or swim at that point.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I want to be in these bigger rooms, not because I think these people are better, but because I don't want to put a limit on myself.
That's right, though. That's absolutely right. And that's pretty much this whole year I've been spent investing, going to masterminds and meeting. I went through a whole year. I probably took, let's say I look at my app, 75, 76 flights this year. But
just building,
meeting people, having a meeting. Okay, here.
Man, you don't even wait on nobody. You just go. Where you get that mindset from? Like you just be like, I'm here.
I know it's gonna come from probably, I would say, after I got cut from going to the NFL, getting cut. Like, man, it was when I went back home after I got cut from the NFL to my dad's house. And I'm just working out with my friend. We working out, and I'm like, all right, it's the possibility I probably won't go back to the NFL no more just because of the nature of the business.
Right.
So it hit me like, man, I done lived here 18 years, 20 years of my life, whatever that is. And I'm like, seeing the same people, like, y'all still talking about this? Like, I went to college, like, y'all still talking about, like, we had this conversation 5 years ago when we was in high school. Like,
yeah.
I was like, nah, man. I was like, Dad, you got to help me get a job. And he reached out to his network, and this dude by the name of Terry Philpott believed in me. He was like, I'll give you $5,000 to move up to Virginia and do this little college leadership program. And
that's awesome.
I haven't looked back since. I lived in Virginia, Houston, Las Vegas, Atlanta, Buffalo, played in Cleveland, Jacksonville. That's 5 cities, 5 different moves I've made before the age of 35. So
wow.
The opportunity, I just moved to the opportunity. That's literally all I did, though. Getting I want to try a new city.
Scared to do that.
Yeah.
Is the city you from? Is it a small city?
Yeah, Chattanooga is probably I don't know. I have to look at the number of 500,000 to 900,000. It's a mid-size, but everybody know everybody.
Right.
You know the Facebook on there. You can go on Facebook and see people still doing. You know how it is.
Right,
So
right.
it's relatively small though, but everybody know everybody. You know?
Man, I was I'm not afraid to admit that I was actually afraid to leave my hometown.
Yeah.
Like fearful.
Yeah.
Like the world's gonna end if I leave my hometown, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and then one day it was right after I got married, and my wife was just like, "Let's just move."
Yeah.
Move where?
Hmm.
And she said, I was like, "Oh hell no."
Yeah.
And man, I thought about it for a second, and I thought what made me really do it was I realized we were in a different tax bracket, like one of the highest tax brackets in that city. But what I realized is that if we didn't put the kids in private school, although we moved out the hood, they was gonna go to the same schools as the hood, and I was just like, I knew that, man, that's where I got in the gangs at.
Right. You already knew.
I already knew.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because down there it's not segregated, but it's black people hang out with black people, white people hang out with white people
that's how
for the most part,
for
you know. So I was like, they're gonna naturally gravitate probably towards more black people,
Right.
and I want to increase their chances of success. And there's nothing to do down there
Right.
but get in trouble or play
Right.
ball.
You already lived that.
Right,
You
I already
lived
did
that
it.
life. Yeah.
And I know my kids wasn't sport. I knew they wasn't ball players.
Yeah.
I knew that. I'm like, they ain't ball players.
Yeah.
So what are the chances of them actually excelling? And when I thought about that, I said, dang, they're going to be in high school soon. I said, let's go.
Yeah.
I made that
That's smart.
decision.
Yeah.
It took me 1 second. Made a call. And by the time I called my wife back, she sent me a link to a home. I said, all right, let's see if we can get the realtor. That Sunday, we was up here looking at the home. But it was just that simple.
I like that.
I went from being fearful all my life of moving from there to having that one realization and saying, oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. I like that. I want to ask you a question, though.
Okay.
About that, though. The power of, tell the people how, like, making a decision, whether it's right or wrong, it doesn't, the speed of the decision, just commit to something and go through it. Like,
you gave me chill bumps with that. Because you ever heard it say in the South, they say if you study long, you study wrong?
right. They'll teach them. Teach them.
That is very true.
Yeah.
The longer it takes you to make a decision, the what I found is like the more you increase your chances of talking yourself out of it. You gonna talk. It's like going to a pool and you jumping in the pool versus you like, let me stick a toe in first. You gonna be like, oh, it's cold. It's cold. I don't know. You gonna walk around that pool 3-4 times before you decide to get in it. And that's what I realized, like, man, money loves speed. If you can make a fast decision, right or wrong, like you said,
That's right.
you gonna make magic happen.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, if I think about it too long, that means that I'm fearful. I don't have that much faith. The faster I make a decision, the more faith I believe I have in that thing.
Yeah.
So I need to say yes or no immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't have it lingering over my head for 20, 30 days. I don't know. Let me think about it. Let me run this by my mama and see what she thinks. Let me run this by my boys and see what they think. Hey, man, y'all think we should move? What I did is I said, yes. We literally just got married. You know, tens of thousands of dollars on the wedding. I didn't want to then we just had signed a lease. Plus, we had, I had an office and my wife had an office right behind in the street. So we had legal obligations, financial obligations. We had all the excuses in the world not to do it.
I like that.
But I said, man, I thought about it. Like, I don't know what hit me. I was riding high from Amazon meeting.
Yeah.
On the way back from Amazon meeting with AWS, I'm riding high. I'm thinking in my mind, like, man, they just made me a crazy. I'm like, oh, man. That energy, I said, I need to be around that energy. I said, I was the dumbest person in that room, and I need to be around I need to be the dumbest person in the room.
That's it. That's
Because
it.
back home, I was the smartest.
Mm.
In many rooms.
Yeah.
I say, I got to be around this energy. They was
Yeah.
talking about JavaScript and C++ and
Yeah.
MySQL in
Yeah.
a way that I never thought about it before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And man, I had to pay all kind of money to get out of them leases and
Yeah.
contracts.
Yeah.
And I remember one time it got so crazy when we first moved up here. My wife was like, "You think we made the right decision?" I was like, "Shit, we better because I done spent a boatload of money getting up here."
Right.
But we had, and the crazy part is, the most amazing part is, I told her, I said, don't tell our friends, don't tell our parents, because they're going to talk us out of it. I said, if we tell them too early before we even get to home, they going to come up with all the sob stories in the world as to why we need to stay. And we didn't tell them until like a week or two before we was leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we're out of here next week. What?
That's
What do you mean y'all out of here?
That's it.
Oh, yeah, we moving. Y'all moving? What happened?
That's a life hack.
That's a life hack.
That's a life hack.
Cause they well-meaning people.
Yeah.
They don't want to see you go.
Yeah.
But I knew that I have such a soft spot in my heart for my loved ones. I couldn't risk them keeping me there.
Yeah.
They was gonna be like, "You don't need to go."
That's how it is.
And that's when they finally heard it. What, y'all? We gonna miss y'all. I'm like, y'all didn't even come visit us when we was here.
That's it.
You didn't even come see me.
You didn't even text me.
Exactly.
That's it, though. It's funny you said that because when I was back home yesterday for that football game, I was talking to people. I saw people I knew. They were like, "Sidney, what city? You still living in Vegas?" I was like, "Nah, that was like 3 cities ago." Like,
Right,
you know, you
right.
just think about how far you come. But like,
Right.
man, I really ain't talked to you for 3 years when I lived in Vegas or whatever
You
city
ain't
I
checked
lived.
on me.
People They're like, "You still living out in there, Houston?"
Right,
I'm like, "Nah, that was
right.
about 5 years ago."
Right.
It just, I never thought about that like that, but that's funny.
Like, yeah, y'all don't even checking on me.
Yeah,
Even
you
now,
know,
nobody
they
check
don't.
on me like that.
I feel like they text you every now and then to keep tabs on you. And then,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Right.
All right, he's not a billionaire yet, but he about to be. I feel like he's about to be a billionaire. So
Right.
let me see if he. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Let me see if I'm still cool with the guy.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I feel like it's
dude.
like that.
It is like that. It is like that. Man, it is crazy because we got all this stuff and like, oh man, we're gonna miss you. You sure you want to move up there? You know how crazy Atlanta is. We heard all that. And I was like, thank goodness we already then signed for the home. We already then made a financial obligation to go there because if it wasn't for that, maybe we would have went back.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, COVID happened. Like, we got unpacked. We was like, oh, this is beautiful. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Virus breaks out.
Yeah.
Trump, whoever, CDC wants everybody to shut everything down.
Yeah.
We were like, what? I got an office back home I'm still paying for with an employee in it. My wife's office back home with employees. And the world shutting down. Chaos.
Yeah.
We had every excuse to retreat.
I like that. You fought it out though.
Fought it out, and I said, man, I said the only reason we got here is because I never saw losing as a possibility. Yeah. I know it exists.
Yeah.
But to me, losing isn't losing unless I never play again.
That's it, and that's the key mindset.
I had a homeboy one time. We don't even talk anymore, but he said, you only talk about your good stuff. You don't never talk about your bad stuff. I say, bro, the bad stuff is a given.
Right.
Why would I spend time talking about that when that's already a given?
Yeah.
When there's so much other good stuff I could be talking about.
Yeah.
I acknowledge my losses and all, but I don't even see them as losses.
Nah.
And so you gotta have that mindset where you don't let the scoreboard dictate your drive.
Yeah. No, that's it. That's absolutely it. And I like how you said that because I was thinking like, I don't know. I know what I'm about, but I'm going to take it back to football, but I'm going to come back. Hopefully I can talk myself back.
Yeah.
But okay, the scoreboard in football. I never got paid to play football until I went to the NFL. So I
Right.
played football for free for
right.
12 years without getting a scholarship. But
Yeah.
like until somebody wrote me a check for my skills, that's a delayed that's a process. That's a process of years, injuries, war. Like that's just going to battle for free and then getting paid.
Making the school's money.
Yeah.
And still sticking with it.
Yeah. And seeing it through. But
That's
a lot of
it.
people, they, and it get hard one day,
They
all right, I
done.
ain't doing this no more.
Man, and entrepreneurship ain't no game.
Nah.
It ain't no game.
Nah.
You got to deal with people. First of all, people are not easy to deal with. Because you might have a warrior mentality where it don't bother you. Little stuff don't, but a little thing could really just ruin somebody else's day. And you got to talk them out the edge every day.
Yeah.
The financial risk you got to take.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable with losing money, you don't need to be an entrepreneur. First of all, you got to admit you already losing money.
Right.
As an employee, you losing
Definitely
money.
cheating yourself.
Right.
Nothing wrong with a job, but you cheating yourself.
You cheating yourself.
You putting a limit on you putting a cap on whatever.
And I'm going to always try to pay you less.
Of course.
'Cause
10 times less than you really value,
Right.
at least 10 times less.
Right. If I give you 20 an hour, you really worth $200-300 an hour.
Gotta be.
Gotta be. Because that's the math.
Yeah.
You can't be worth $20 an hour and I'm only making $21 off of you.
Right.
$1 profit. What's that gonna do?
Right.
So like, you gotta know that there are no guarantees in this game. None. Like, even if you get a franchise, there's no guarantees.
Nah.
It's the less risk,
Yeah.
but there's no guarantees in this thing.
No, for sure.
That's what I love about it, because it puts you in the driver's seat of your own life.
And I wouldn't have it no other way.
Me either, man.
It's like you said, though, no losing. The day I lose is the day I can't wake up and breathe or do it again. Right. That's when I lost. I could lose every material thing you see, the shirt off my back. I still didn't lose.
Still didn't lose. I still got me.
Yeah.
Still got this. Still got the internet.
Yeah.
I
don't even the homeless. I see the homeless. I don't think they lost yet. They one right person away from changing their life. So it's just it's life, man. I don't know how another way to explain it.
Right.
You never out until you just you croak up out of here.
You're done. Yeah. You can change your life. Like, no matter where you are right now, you can change your life. And maybe it's not content for you. Maybe it's not entrepreneurship for you. But you don't have to settle for what you have right now if you don't like it. If you don't love it, you can change it. You can change your relationship, no matter what people say. You can change your job, no matter what people say. You can move to a different city, get a new car. Shit, you can even get a new body part right now if you don't like it.
Whatever you want, brand new. This is the age of change. It is what it is.
It truly is. You just gotta be willing to. You gotta know that. Hey, do the math. If I stay here and do this, let me look around and see who's been here a long time. Okay. Oh, Miss Barbara back there that's limping and going into the break room. I can't do it.
Yeah.
She been here how long? 25 years. Can't do it.
Can't do it.
I might even stay with the company, but I might change my mindset in that moment. Like, all right, I'm gonna be I might become I want to be an investor in the company. I'm gonna work here, but I'm gonna work here until I understand the system, and then I'm gonna invest while I'm working here. You might change up it's all about changing up your mindset. Like,
that's it, dude. That's it. I remember I even worked in corporate America. I was working, okay. I was like, all right, get some money. Okay, then I'm looking like, oh, okay, these dudes make 100, whatever, 1,000. I was like, all right, I might could make 100,000, but I got there, they paid me $50,000 when I first came into corporate America. By the time I left corporate America 8-9 years later, I was only making $72,000 a year.
And that's a lot of money for most people.
That's a lot of money for most people, but working in it, I'm like, man, my checks really don't, like, between that year inflation from 8-9 years from 50, that probably was the new $50,000. Like, I didn't do nothing special. Like, I'm like, nah, Yeah, but so I was like, if I get 100,000, it's still not gonna be like
100,000
what I'm thinking it's gonna be with taxes and all that. I'm like, nah.
And you get
Something
taxed
gotta change.
highest, and if you're a high paid employee, you get taxed higher than
Yeah.
any entrepreneur gonna
Yeah.
get taxed. And that's another thing I can write everything off. I
Yeah.
like this video. I'm gonna repeat it. This video Grant Cardone did the other day. He was like, if I make, let's say you make 190,000 as a business owner, that's your profit, or that's what you left with. Take 180,000 and go invest it in your company again. Now you don't have to pay taxes on the 180,000. You only got to pay it on the 10.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about entrepreneurship. As long as you keep the money in the game, I control what I do in business. Is I control everything, but I own nothing.
Right.
Everything I have, my phone, and this might be TMI. I might bleep this part out, but from my phone, the computer, clothes, all of that shit's owned by the companies.
Absolutely.
I just control it. I'm just a controller.
No, that's right.
And it's a different mindset. And you can set your life up like that. Get an LLC and your life could change. Or don't. And your life could still change if you have a different mindset.
Or it could just stay the same
Or
because
the
you're not
same.
doing nothing new.
Or get worse.
Yeah.
You know,
It's worth it.
There's no guarantees in this game, but speaking of this, you said something about making a decision quick. If I didn't make a decision quick to go to Fort Lauderdale, I'd never meet you.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
That's how it is. That's definitely how it is.
I get the text message, hey, come to Fort Lauderdale. I said, oh no.
Yeah.
My wife was like, you need to go.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if I want to go through. I don't want to fly. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I ain't been on a plane in a while
Yeah,
since
yeah.
COVID, and I don't know if I want to do that. I don't want to wear a mask. I don't wanna,
Yeah.
Like literally, a couple hours before I needed to make up my, I looked. I was like, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah,
Boom,
yeah.
boom. Just made. I paid for the tickets. Boom, 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 boom. I'm there. Gone. Running to Sidney Tarver. Everything magical in my life has happened like that. From meeting the most awesome people to having connections in business, just making that firm decision.
Yeah.
I just did a movie.
Yeah. That's big. That's big.
The way that happened is because I just randomly walked into their office and said some words, and it was like, we shooting a movie about what you just said.
Yeah.
What if I wouldn't have came to the office that day?
Yeah. Nah, that's wow. I like that so much, man.
And you know the crazy part is like content makes you more discoverable.
Yeah.
Like I got people now that has never met you before. Cause I'll be, man, I like Sidney content, man. I love what he doing.
Mm-hmm.
You making people see that it's possible. Like they'll like people don't learn from who they know.
Nah, they don't.
They need to see somebody they don't know do it, and
Yeah.
then they're like, oh, you know what? I get it now.
Yeah, they like the strangers better for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how that concept came about, but it's the psychology, the human psychology. The
It's
people too close to you, you don't want to.
You can't
Respect it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have somebody you in your family or somebody you grew up with have called you and said, "Hey, man, how did you do it?" Does that happen to you?
Not for real. I mean, rare, like some of my people, we talk and we make it
Yeah.
happen, but not highly. It's not rare. It's rare. I say that.
It's rare.
Yeah.
It's rare. I've never had one person like, "Yo, how did you go from nothing to where you are?" Nobody's ever called
Yeah.
and said that.
And that's the key, though. They
But
rather
no-
just ask for money or do. They
Right.
want that.
Right.
They want the money. They just
give me
want
the money. Yeah.
not the software,
Right.
the tool you
Right.
using, the
Right.
computer you use,
Right.
the program.
Right.
Just give me the money.
Bro, that's another thing. People just want. Man, I'm gonna tell you the craziest part. I was doing a free mastermind for a while, and subconsciously, I was hoping that my old family and friends would be in the room so I can teach them. They never showed up, and they knew it was free. They never showed up. Never showed up. People don't want to learn how to fish. They just want the fish.
That's it.
In fact, they don't want the fish. They want you to cook it,
Cook it.
clean it,
Clean all that.
all of it.
And then, yeah.
and then saute it. Exactly.
For free, though.
For free. For free.
They want a 5-star meal for free.
But if you say, hey, man, let me show you. I learned how to, I just caught 100 fish today.
Yeah.
And I want to show you, I'm going to take you to where I bought my pole from.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to show you what kind of bait I've been using.
That's it.
I'm going to show you where I was when I caught the fish.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you how to jiggle the line to make the fish bite it.
Yeah.
And that way you can catch all the fish you want. They're going to say, I'll let you know. I don't know about that.
I'm finna watch Netflix.
Right. But when you catch some fish, call me. I want to come over there and eat it.
Yeah. It don't work like that.
It's wild. And, you know, I've been very adamant about teaching my kids, you know, how to fish, metaphorically and literally. Let me show you how to catch your own meal, because if you don't learn how to do that, you always gonna be trying to eat off somebody else's plate.
Yeah.
And we see that so much in the world now. Everybody want to be taken care of by the government, it seems. Everybody want big rewards for nothing.
Yeah.
And let's go back to, like, even with people, I've always rooted for people that I saw that was successful before I made $1.
Yeah.
My mentor that I had, Bobby D. When I met Bobby D, he was a multi-million. He was like Grant Cardone to me.
Yeah.
In real life.
Hey.
He was already very well off.
Yeah.
And I'd never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
But I always rooted for him. I don't care if I knew he had $2-3 million in the bank when he got another check. Man, bro, that's crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, what? You just did
that's
what?
What it is.
You know, how did you do that?
Yeah.
Like, I was rooting for him like it was for me. So the concept of hating on rich people, I've never understood either. Is like, that's motivation that I could become one.
Absolutely. And I think if more people knew, like, the numbers, most people not, like, coming from rich billion dollars. That's a small percentage. A lot of people think these rich people are just rich families. Yeah, it's some rich families that do that.
Right.
But the majority of millionaires are, like, self-brought up business. They had an idea. They created something from scratch and then took it to the next level.
Correct.
Took it to the next level.
Correct. In one lifetime.
Yeah.
Started with nothing, took it to something big.
Yeah.
Because I thought that, you know, I was taught that all white people come from money. That's what we was raised to believe. But when I met my mentor, Bobby D, I asked him, I said, is your family rich? He's like, nah, they still ain't rich. Like, I am, though.
Yeah.
And I asked him one day, I said, has any of them ever called you to ask you how you did it? He's like, nah, but they asked for the money, though.
They definitely going to ask for the money, though.
It's wild.
It's too wild.
But that let me know, like, oh, he became rich in one lifetime.
Yeah.
I know I can do it.
That's it.
I just gotta find my horse and ride my horse.
That's it.
His was real estate. I knew that wasn't my horse. I gotta find digital real estate.
Hey, that's it. That's it.
I don't need to know. I don't have to go to the government and say, hey, can I do this? If I have an idea tonight, I can be online and selling tonight.
That's what I like about you, though, man. You just got it. Like, you figured it out. Like, 100% good mentors, but you still do it pretty much independent. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You figured out an independent way, like, where...
I was just telling my wife that a few days ago. I said, baby, what were we talking about? How much I'm active, how much I work. You know, everybody perceive me to be working a lot. I'm sitting here creating content.
Yeah.
All right, but to them it's work, and I get it. And I said, what you gotta always remember, I'm 100% self-funded.
Yeah.
I don't got no loans, I don't have no investors. This is 100%. I started with 25 cents in my name, and now we here. But I give the credit to the internet. I give the credit to myself for having to drive, but the internet is a great vehicle.
Yeah.
If you don't have $1 to your name,
right,
Learn how to take something that you bought for 25 cents and just see what it feels like to flip it for $10 on eBay.
Yeah.
Just get that under your just let that process in your mind for a second. Hold up, I just took something I paid 25 cents for.
Yeah.
And I flipped it for $10 or whatever it is. That's gonna make the light bulb go off for you.
Nah, for real. It is. And in my journey, that's what I mean. Getting my money off the internet, getting my first YouTube, when they show it on there, that's made it all worth it. Because I know I'll eventually be able to scale it up to something, but I just got to keep figuring it out type deal. And that's what I wanted the internet, like, I've got real in-person business, like real employees that I got to do all that. But if I can figure the internet out, it's only going to...
Oh, you doing it.
Yeah.
You doing it. You doing it. And the cool part about it is, this is all intangible stuff that people can't even hold in their hands.
Right.
And we can monetize it.
Right. Right.
This is crazy.
Right. Right.
An invisible product.
Right. 101. Every video a different 101. It's all
every video.
Creating. It is what it is. They'll figure it out though. Maybe.
maybe. Hopefully.
It's the thing. Because they think just because we're not rappers, we still got the same catalog of content that they have. We got our 4-minute videos is a 4-minute song or an art piece or whatever makes you feel like it's not a piece, a book. If I wrote 40 books, it's the same. We just transferring the. People think of content is everything. Like you say, it's everything. It's not a video, a book, it's everything.
In real estate, is everything. Everything. This video we doing right now, real estate.
That's it.
It's gonna be on my page and it's gonna be on Sidney page.
And if the right person see us off of this video, hey, I saw Sidney and Robbie talking. Let's do this deal. Off of this. That's how this go in 2023, 24, and it's only gonna get more like this. How we going?
Absolutely, absolutely. You can do it. You can. Even if you don't think nothing is interesting about your life or significant about your life, I guarantee you there are some people that will find you interesting.
It is.
You hit that record button.
We see it all the time. People you got famous for doing that, and then you go see them a million. You know, I used to do that all the time. You didn't put it on the internet. You didn't record it or tell. You didn't show your knowledge about it or keep growing in it.
Exactly. This is when I knew it was a mindset. So I have a client. We still have this client today that owns a landscaping company. He's getting older, and he would say, "Man, my back, I can't do it no more. And these employees don't want to work." And I said, he's like, "Man, I got to do something like, I wish I was doing something like you doing." And I would say, "Why don't you create a course showing people how to create a landscaping company?" And you know what his thoughts were? "I don't want to create no competition." And I said, "I know what you mean, but you're thinking about it the wrong way."
Yeah.
I said, "We're going to sell this content. So you're going to be getting paid anyway." And he was like, "Yeah, but why would I show somebody what I did to get here and how to do it the right way?" And I'm like, so that you can free yourself in the physical world and let this digital world pay you over and over again. It's been 2 years. He still hadn't done it.
No, that resonated when you told me, because remember when we first started, I didn't even want to shoot trucking videos. Like, I was like, I do that every day. Like,
That's what people find.
I'm like, I'm damn near sick of that anyway. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was kind of on the, like, I need something new. Like, I'm trying to pivot all the way from it together. But while I'm in it, I might as well just bring it to life and record it and get it all out until the next opportunity come along.
And look at them people following you just because of that.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's
right.
Insane.
No, before I focused, I focused in 2 months, and then 2 months, everything monetized, million view, everything changed once I just went straight trucking.
Absolutely.
4 months of banging my head on the wall, like, could have quit up. Like, me and Anthony looking like, why are we even still doing this? This garbage. Like, we like, it's garbage. I'm like, we doing all this for 39 views.
Right.
But then, I'm telling you, we went all out, though. As Robbie,
You did.
cameras, podcast, all the equipment. I'm watching
Everything.
YouTube videos, the best
Right.
social media setups.
Right.
I'm in there. All right, I made myself go all in, but I tell Anthony, he's like, why'd you do that? Because I'm like, I know if I bought all this stuff, it was gonna make me do it.
Absolutely.
That was the only thing that was gonna
That's
make me
the-
do it by
that-
spending all this money on
That's
this
your
stuff.
tuition.
Yeah,
That's
that was
it.
the only thing. And now we only use the iPhone.
There you go.
All this stuff, spend all these thousands of dollars on every piece of anything you think social media. We bought all that, and we only use the iPhone camera, and that's what's been getting us the most views.
And that show you can start with what you got.
Start with that camera, pick that camera up and film it.
It's right here.
It's not about the quality of the Hollywood looking. It's what you're saying out your mouth is what's gonna get the views and the following and the. Are you showing up in your authentic cell phone camera? Are you scripted, faking it? Are you trolling? Like you got to show up. Whatever way you choose to show up, just show up. Don't worry about the quality.
That's exactly it. How many people have you seen put out content, go viral, or get rich, and you thought, man, that's trash? They still showed up though.
Yeah. Yeah. We look at it on TikTok, the little kids in Africa dance, and they just using whatever device they got, and they showing up. They show up.
Absolutely.
People in countries, as long as you give them the Wi-Fi and the phone, they gonna figure it out.
Right. That's what you got to do. You got to make up your mind that, you know what, I want to go to the next level. And so that brings me to this point. You know, Sidney and I are two people that are both on this journey, and we know what it feels like to go from zero to a hero. So if you are stuck right now and you've been listening this long, we 56 minutes in, if you've been listening this long, then that means one thing. You need to reach out to either myself or Sidney Tarver to get yourself on the fast track to success. Okay, reach out to Sidney Tarver at the People First Community. .com. You can contact me at webassetgroup.com.
Yes, sir.
The crazy part is whether you go to his or mine, we both gonna be on each other's platforms.
That's it.
And we can help you with this. We can help guide you on this journey. Okay, so if you are really looking to go to the next level, let's level up then.
Got to.
Let's do it.
Got to.
Talk to y'all soon.
That was fun.